on Entomb Valley is going to be our player listed currently as Babby Terran, but we know him better as Yoigen. And in the upper right-hand corner of Entomb Valley, he is the Terran recruit in the blue trunks, also known as Loco. It is Crazy.
Yeah. Oh wow, you can actually, apparently you can opt to get those, like, weird experience emblems as your emblem on your command centers and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Now it's, like, on the ground.
Yeah, now we know. Both players opting not to wall off. We see Yoigen going for a gas first here. And it's a 12 gas, so I don't know what he has in store quite yet. It could be 5 Rex Reaper.
What?
Just throwing it out there. Yes.
Have you been experimenting with that, Panda?
It has gained viability again, so it would.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've been doing is going for Hellions. The Hellions, the Hellbat can actually beat Reapers, and I mean, I think it's pretty nice if you can drop them in the back, and you still have the mobility of the Hellions to move. And I've just been dropping them into people's bases and killing them with it. So I don't know the viability in a straight up engagement. I know that you can drop them on top of tanks,
yeah,
and do pretty good against tanks with them. So I really favor that in the matchup. But the Widowmine seems to be the dominant factor if you can get into someone's base, if you can contain them with it. Very curious to see if either of those players will opt for that. But you know, 5 Rax Reaper would make me a little giddy inside. I'm not gonna lie.
I think there are definitely better maps in the pool to opt for it on, but I don't know. It's definitely one of those builds that it makes me happy when I see. I just go back to remembering Morrow and just completely destroying people in the beta with that insanely overpowered build. But it is going to be a factory from Yoigen here. And I actually, like, from chat, I learned that Crazy is actually on FXONA. So that is... we should see a pretty high-level good match. Alright, so Crazy's going for a 1 Rex Expo. This is very, very difficult to hold against early Reaper builds. But
looks scouted, too.
Yeah. And he does actually scout the fact that there's a factory tech going down, so he doesn't have to worry about early game Reapers. You don't need to, like, build that in your main, put crazy amount of bunkers down or anything. And he's just going for a double gas play, so this is very, very similar to something we would see in Wings of Liberty. Second Barracks following this up as well. Meanwhile, Starport coming down here for Yoigen. Most likely going for a Banshee, rallying the Hellion out to scout, and not continuing up. Oh yeah, there's a second Hellion in production. So he is going to want to try and punish this CC.
Curious to see what's going to be, yeah, if it is going to be Banshees, that'd probably surprise Crazy a little bit. Doesn't have any type of engineering base, only got that 1 Rax at this point. Second Rax has not completed yet for him. Bunker hasn't even completed. So these Hellions could be way more effective. This one Hellion could be way more effective.
Yeah. And he does have a couple of Marines charging across here too. They're great for tanking the fire and allowing the Hellion to kind of do what it wants, micro and all.
I do like how Crazy has his Marines spread at the top of the ramp, though. It's going to definitely help him out.
Especially against Hellions, that's definitely what you want.
What will Yoigen lead with here?
He's going forward with the Hellion, and yeah, immediately upon seeing the Marine positioning and the bunker timing, opts to get back. Will he follow this up with a medevac or additional Banshee or Viking? Do not know. Looks like he's actually going for an expansion at this point, as he does have. Yeah. Alright. I really like gas first builds on Entomb Valley. I think they give you a wide range of possibilities for how much pressure you want to put on your opponent.
It's the way to go in TVT, man. And considering how many tech routes we have to actually try to get to as Terran players, it makes sense. And the damage you can do with a well-placed timing attack as a Terran player can really cripple your opponent. But Crazy's getting away with this early expansion here.
Yeah, this is interesting. He's going for 2 racks kind of in favor of the general 3 that we see, in favor of a faster factory with this double gas opening, and he's getting a really fast stim too. Whereas Yoigen is opting to tech up here, only now getting his second barracks, but he will have siege tech out much faster than his opponent.
Banshee did get in, a fresh mule was dropped, but he wasn't able to pick it off.
And yeah, Crazy does not have combat shields, so this Banshee will two-shot all of these Marines.
Yeah, this is a frustrating thing to be in as a Terran player right now. No engineering bay either. If Cloak was here, this would be completely devastating, but Crazy going for, or Yoigen going for the go-to Wings of Liberty build. The terror from above. The Banshee.
Oh man, barely keeping that Banshee alive.
Showing off for his fans in the stream, obviously. And shout out to all you guys tuning in right now.
Yep.
Stoked to have you here watching with us.
We do have yet another barracks being added, and not continued tank production or siege mode actually. Just going for a couple bear tanks, help against any sort of 2-base timing that Crazy wants to go for.
Stim just starting here for Yoigen.
Yeah, and it's just now completing for Crazy, so huge difference in stim time in nearly 3 minutes in game. As we do have Crazy taking a big lead on... I don't know if he's going to want to hit with combat shields or just wait for his siege mode to complete, but he definitely does have a huge timing window to hit.
Yeah, Stim can certainly make a difference, and Yoigen's actually moving out on the map here. He's using that medevac boost to transport these Hellions across the map quicker. I love that he's doing this right now. He definitely needs the time, because if Crazy moves out on the map and discovers the fact that he has a more potent army with the Stim, then he can do a lot of damage. But it looks like Yoigen's gonna just move in with the Hellions right now. Will Crazy turn around to this? I mean, this is the march of death right now.
This is great that he's actually like gaining use out of these Hellions that he made early on too. Ooh, they're lining up. 3 kills so far. As the Hellions continue to do damage, abusing this ledge here. And he does scout his opponent already has stim completed, so he knows that that's combat shields producing in the tech lab.
Alright.
That was a really, really effective drop.
Awesome.
Not only did he get some worker kills, he also managed to scout his opponent's third timing, he saw all of his opponent's tech timing. That was just really, really, really well done.
Move into position down here with siege mode. Crazy has siege mode himself. Gotta be really careful here. Yoigen is not in a position to be attacking.
Speed boost.
Oh my gosh,
Yet again.
Awesome.
I know, it's so freaking fast, right?
Gotta be very careful though. The one thing that Yoigen is doing is just buying his time. I think he realizes that he may be a little bit behind here, knowing that his opponent's going for that third. Him just starting it now on the low ground, that's going to benefit him. Knowing that Crazy has to float his over.
Yeah, definitely.
The stim is really what he needs to complete right now, and it just finishes at this point. So Yoigen's going to be a little more even in the matchup right here. Looking at the army supply, it feels like Yoigen has a little bit more of the map, and workers are pretty much even at this point.
Yeah. I think overall, Yoigen's in a pretty good position. He does have this third completing on the low ground, and his production is getting added in faster. He has 4 additional racks, which will make it for a total of 7 soon enough.
I guess the upgrades would be the only thing that,
definitely.
Crazy's really going to take advantage of. Getting that 1-1 relatively at a normal time. But, you know, does he actually have an armory yet? I don't see an armory anywhere, so I don't think he's going to be able to move into 2-2 quite as quickly, so that could be an opportunity for Yoigen to get back in this game. In terms of upgrades, at least. Because this feels like it's gonna go on a little bit longer here, Panda. I don't really know where part of the Swarm mid to late game Terran goes. We don't have a lot of different units to choose from, and it's interesting to know we have not seen a single Widow Mine this entire game. Yeah,
that's really actually kind of crazy. I don't know, I guess Entomb Valley is kind of giving off this aura of let's play Wings of Liberty.
Armory just halfway done here for Crazy, so definitely delaying him going off his plans. He doesn't actually have the gas to support additional upgrades at this point, maybe just 1, but hasn't taken 5th and 6th gas. Meanwhile, Yoigen has gotten his 5th gas at his 3rd expansion, but his mules are sitting idle. What happened?
No. Apparently it's actually Yoigen instead of Yoigen.
Yoigen, okay.
Yeah. It would make sense considering he's German, but I did ask him a while back, and he said that Yoigen. It may have been a miscomprehension.
Translation.
Yeah.
Okay, Yoigen.
Boosters, man, that 20-second cooldown. I don't know if they're ever going to change that, but it seems like there's always an opportunity to have that speed boost enabled, as we do see a drop. Not actually on location at the 3rd base, but will stim it up and run by here. The tanks aren't in siege mode, actually, so he could get a couple work kills before.
Nothing to defend. And he could pick up and move into the main if he wanted to. He can just boost on out of there.
Damn, that's really effective.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, totally. I really like the placement of Crazy's Marine here. It's right at the edge of the sensor tower, and he does have very nice placement throughout all of these little nooks and hallways. Nooks and hallways, not nooks. But upgrades are definitely something that Crazy is going to continue to get ahead on. There are certain timings that are going to pop up for Yoigen, though, in the near future that he could take advantage of.
Yep, and he has added on his 2-2, so although Crazy has it a little bit faster, if they don't engage, then it's not really going to make a difference. And that's something that kind of happens in TVT, where you just race to 3-3, because if you move out with 2-2 and you don't know if your opponent is equal, you don't know where his timings are in terms of when he's getting his upgrades, you can sometimes hit an anti-time. Sometimes you can be going up even with units and end up having to trade, and it really feels like they're both going to move into macro, looking at the sensor tower placement over here from Crazy and the general position of where Yoigen's moving his army.
Yeah, and I mean his 4th base is going to complete really soon. So despite the fact that there is a little bit of an upgrade disparity, Yoigen is off to a pretty nice start in this game. If he can get a contain up on the 4th, or even at this middle location, he's going to be in a very good spot. But 2-2 for Crazy is finishing up right now, and that'll definitely help in the next engage, considering the Marine counts. 67 to 63 here in favor of Yoigen.
Oh man, and Yoigen scans, and if he clicked on Crazy's army, he would have only seen the 1-1. 2-2 is just going to finish up now, so that could make a world of difference if an engagement goes down. He does see the edges of Crazy's army. Will he actually move in? Alright, it feels like he's just going to move into this defensive posture, and that's...
He's actually supply blocked right now, and continues to be with no supply depots in production.
Crazy is an absolute crazy man.
I know, right?
the
I was waiting for someone to say it.
He's going for the 4th, and he's got a Reaper leading the charge over here. That's kind of cool. General Reaper, important for duty.
Now with new improved speed.
Oh,
huge stim forward here trying to snipe a tank. He does do so, but Yoigen does get the siege up, and very favorable engagement for him in this small choke here.
Crazy lost way too many Marines there. He had the stim on the tanks. If he had spread and tried to focus fire the tanks down, I think he could have moved his tanks up a little bit farther.
Crazy's actually caught up in workers too. So both players sitting around 70, which is a very good spot to be in. 70-75 is nice for TBT. We do have a little bit of a stim forward here from Yoigen, but unfortunately Crazy does manage to catch that and will kill the medevac as well. So now he's defending himself. He's going to be able to take his 4th base. Yoigen morphing into the planetary fortress. And fusion core on the way here for Crazy.
Cool.
So this could be quite a long game. It is only the first game of the best of 3.
Yeah, both players are macroing really well, Panda. There's tons of barracks with reactors in both of their mains and naturals. Spreading out where they have to place their barracks is certainly something you struggle with as a Terran player. A lot of factories added on for Yoigen, and Crazy, if he goes for a bunch of starports here, he's going to be the first to make the move.
Yeah. It's very difficult to call. If you make your starport transition too early, you'll get killed by your opponent's 3-3 timing, because they'll just have more units than you. Or if you make it too late, then you end up dying to your opponent's superior infrastructure. And another little Marines hit squad coming in here. Fortunately, though, with the planetary as well as a couple Marines handy, Crazy will defend this without taking much damage at all, and even gets the drop with the Viking.
Yep. Save your Viking there. Maxed armies for both players. The 3-3 for Crazy is just about to finish up now. He's also going for that medevac upgrade that will increase the efficiency of his medevacs. Yoigen definitely doesn't want to move out of this defensive position. The more time he can buy,
I actually really like
the better.
I really like his placement of this, or like his intended placement of this 5th base here. It gives you a little bit more map control if you can take it. It is a little bit more risky, but it does. I mean, if you have the control tower, then you are in such a good spot with that base.
Yeah, that's true.
Caduceus reactor now on the way here for Crazy.
7 command centers at once as well.
Because why the hell not? It's TBT. Yeah.
Both are sitting on only 68 SCVs. And...
oh, it looks like Crazy's actually moving out. Yoigen does get knowledge of this via the sensor tower.
He should know he has the upgrade advantage. He's been doing enough scans. Can he get the actual position he needs to?
He might be waiting for Caduceus Reactor to finish. Maybe he's just posturing right now, because that is a crucial upgrade, guys. The healing benefit that you get from that is insane. But Yoigen actually moving a ridiculous amount of Marines over here.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah, these are all committed now. He does have a fair amount in the bank, so he will be able to reproduce this. The planetary does go down, but 7 command centers ready to take their place.
And all those units are going to fall. Widowmine's now making her first appearance in the production queue.
But
Yoigen's got to be very careful with these siege tanks. They can just get subverted if Crazy chooses to go for that route.
Yeah. Through this, though, he did gain that center position, so it wasn't all for naught.
He's going to engage it head on, though!
He can take this with a nice spread, but... Oh, yeah, the scan comes down a little bit late there. It still doesn't even matter. As Crazy does take that engagement, killing all of his opponent's siege tanks. He's currently leading 8-2 in the siege tank count. Unfortunately, he doesn't have all that many Marines to support here. They will be susceptible to drop play in the near future. And Yoigen does have an easier time reinforcing as it is closer to his own main base.
I'd love to see Crazy just pick up all these tanks and then boost out here. And
I know, right?
That.
That's what he's going to do, albeit not the boost.
Oh, he's just going to go to Watchtower. He hasn't warped his command center into orbital commands yet, so not completely able to take advantage of that. His SCVs are idle at his 4th base, so Crazy may be feeling the pressure here. I'm not really sure. He's only making Marines. I don't know if he's all tapped out. He isn't using any of his starports. Maybe feeling the stress here. Hasn't made any ship upgrades in terms of attack. It's interesting to note that Mech shares the
plating
upgrades. Yeah, plating upgrades with air. So
yeah.
I'm kind of surprised to not see that upgraded. I mean,
it's a lot of gas to spend into something. It does cost more than weapons, and although it benefits ships as well as vehicle, but I don't know. It's a lot of gas when you're trying to get all these other upgrades as well.
Yeah.
A scan going down, I heard it somewhere around here. I don't know whose scan that was, whether it was Yoigen's or Crazy's.
Well, Yoigen's moving to drop into the upper left.
And these are going to be quite effective now because there's no longer a planetary fortress there.
Oh
my god.
He's trying to move his command center over. Fresh mules drop. Look how many SCVs
yeah. There are no Marines in position here for Crazy. He might even be able to get a CC.
He's gonna get it. Just take it.
The repair comes down, and the Marines are here. Sniping the medevac first is a very nice move from Crazy, and he will be able to defend this. Yoigen not posturing behind that either. He just simply stays in a defensive position here. He does have an additional factory on the way. Actually, 3 more.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's curious. Usually you would expect the air Terran transition, and you know that we've gotten the fusion core out there. I figured we'd see at least a battlecruiser right now, but maybe he's just opting to switch completely into mech. Crazy is getting crazy though, Panda.
Huge engagement coming down here. Very nice Marine spread in front of the tanks, and he will be able to take this engagement most likely.
Even both players are macroing behind this, making 18 Marines at a time.
He's going to camp the production now. As long as he gets up a siege position, I don't see... It's going to be so difficult for Crazy to take, or for Yoigen to take this game again. I mean, beautiful positioning on the tanks here.
How nice would a Widowmine be right now?
Yeah, I know, right? But look how many scans are going down. I mean, that's been one thing. Crazy has not let up on the scans all game. And I think that that's something that we're going to see more and more as we see more high-level TBT play in Heart of the Swarm.